So, once again, it's another Off the Wall. I'm the Freakazoid here. And I'm here with, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Coy Callison. I'm the Associate Dean for Graduate Studies in the College of Media and Communication.
All right, so as always, I start off by saying what I've heard on the streets about you. So here's what I heard, which wasn't a lot. Don't know too many
That may be a
graduates.
good thing.
Well, it's hard to hit the streets at night. Apparently, you teach a lot of night classes.
I do.
Also, let's see, you're from Rock Springs, Texas.
I am.
You were highly respected in research. I heard that a lot. You
Yeah,
don't have to agree to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily I'd say that, but I appreciate people who lie on my behalf.
Oh, they put you up there. You're known.
Well, that's good to know, I guess.
All right, and that's all I heard. Do you have anything else you want to add in there about yourself, or something people should know? Teaching style, how cool you are.
None of those, but I've born and raised West Texas, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit south of here. Did my graduate work off in southeastern Alabama. Been back here for 13 years and really like being back around the blue collar nature of people in West Texas, and the fact that people will roll their sleeves up and go to work. It kind of suits my personality.
Oh yeah. Also, he gets work at a drop of a hat. Apparently, that's
Wow.
yeah. I've heard that too.
As long as the pay comes at a drop of a hat, I'll work at the drop of a hat.
All right. So moving on. First planned question here is: what's the type of student you don't like to teach? Someone that you think is not ready for your class.
You know, the main thing that irks me about the students that I don't like to see in my class are the people who just simply don't want to be here. And so, over the last, I think I've started teaching college in '95, so that puts me at several years of doing this. And students that come in and say, "Do we have to be here tonight?" Soccer game's on. Do I have to be here? And there's always other things to do, but I think you should be excited about this. I'm excited about it.
You seriously got to ask that question?
I have. I've actually had people say, this is the season finale of Friends, or tonight Paraguay's playing, Zimbabwe in soccer, and I need to see that. I need to make sure I can catch that game. And the fact that, and that comes from graduates sometimes. So it's hard for me not to, get a little irate about that. But if you want to be in my class and you're excited about being there, or at least you're tolerant of being there, I don't think you need you to be excited.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time I've ever been thrown off. That is the most thrown off thing I've heard.
So if I feel like I'm a decent teacher, decent motivator. So if you want to be there, I can usually get people going. If you don't want to be there, it's pretty difficult to get them amped up.
Wow, that blew my mind. People really said that to you, like that was okay.
Yeah, no, that's your generation. It's okay to say that.
That's not my generation. I don't know those people. I'm 27. Whoa. All right, so moving on. What is your zone? What's the class that nobody can do it like you? They better not come in because this is what you do.
That's a difficult question to answer because almost every class I teach, somebody else in this faculty teaches it at some point, and so by saying that, then I'm pretty much implying that a Glenn Cummins or an Eric Busey or somebody's going to struggle with it. But the class I feel most comfortable in.
Not that they will struggle with it, but you're just like I'm head honcho.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt I'm better than those guys at a few things. I really like teaching the data analysis class, our stats class that we teach grad students, and I think a lot of it has to do that I never saw myself as a stats person going into grad school, and I was a little bit nervous about it. And then I took a lot of stats classes from some really crappy professors, and I made it a point to kind of gather up in my mind and on notes. I still have all that about what people did poorly and how it could have been better. And one of the reasons I took this job at Tech is this was one of the only places I interviewed that said, you can come here and teach stats in this college. Most colleges of mass comm send their students elsewhere to teach stats. And so I feel really comfortable in that environment, but I think I have a way of getting that material across and making it accessible. And so that's a class that I think that I do pretty well.
Right.
I know other people do it well, but
nobody does it like you.
Nobody does it like me.
Nobody does it like you.
Yeah, maybe that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend that's the case anyway.
Oh yeah, okay. And the next planned question is, what's the class people should look out for you?
One of them is a class I'm teaching now, which is the experimental research class for the PhD students. I think there's no way to learn methodology like conducting it. There's no way to, better way to learn how to build a birdhouse than to throw someone a bunch of wood, and say, build the birdhouse. Let's don't talk about it theoretically. Let's don't go over notes. Let's build one. And so, over the course of a 17-week semester, it's a pretty condensed time frame. So you tell somebody, build a birdhouse in a time frame that's frankly a little bit unrealistic, it throws them for a loop. But they're all doing it right now. I just had a student here 5 minutes ago, and they're going to make it. They're just not real happy about it right now.
It actually really does happen, actually, though. In real world situations, you will be asked to build birdhouses with no time at all.
And no wood and no nails sometimes, and with no idea what a bird is. And so that's kind of the way it goes.
Yeah. All right, so now it's time to go off the wall. First question pops in my head. What's your favorite Muppet?
You know, my favorite Muppet would probably be, I was a big Muppet Show fan actually when I was a kid.
You weren't a Muppet
No, I
Show?
was.
Oh,
I was.
okay.
My parents watched it, and the singing part of it, the guest stars. There was a rat, and I don't know the name of this rat, but he like directed the thing backstage.
Wasn't it Reggie the Rat?
It might have been.
Rizzo? Oh, Rizzo the Rat.
So he kind of was behind the scenes and was trying to control the chaos. And I always liked the episodes where they kind of got behind the scenes and Rizzo or whatever his name was, Ratto, had to deal with it. And for some reason, as soon as you said Muppet, that's the first one that pops in my head. I don't know if he would be my favorite or not, but he's the exemplar Muppet for me.
He represents you because you're behind the scenes making it work.
I don't know about that, but I like he was a hardworking little rat, So
I guess that's true. He was a hardworking little. I remember him a lot too. That's because he's always doing this.
No, he was always freaked out, and Kermit would change up the show, or what was it, Miss Piggy or whatever, would get irate, and that guy had to deal with it and get people back together and like make sure they put a show on that night.
He was the
He was the glue. He was the glue.
All right. So next question. In class, have you ever just had a moment of astonishment, like where you were just blown away by something that happened?
Yeah, I was in class one time and somebody busted out one of those Renaissance fair turkey legs, like started gnawing on it, and so that was an astonishing moment, but it wasn't. I don't know if it's a good way or not.
Where did they pull? They just pulled it out their Inspector Gadget hat or something. Just
Go Gadget!
You teach night classes, and people, I guess, assume that it's during dinner time, and so I truly had someone, not just like a plate of food, but one of those like Renaissance fair, like
where do you get that
beast.
from? Where does that even?
Yeah, maybe the fair was in town. I mean, I don't know where you'd go buy one of those like leg of beast, but anyway, she brought it to class, and we had to have a long talk about that. It's inappropriate to be like gnawing on a bone in class, but
It wasn't a guy.
No, it was a
double wowzers.
Double
wowzers.
She was hungry, and she had a chicken leg or a turkey leg.
She just pulls it. See, I can see a guy doing it. I don't know why. Maybe that's bad on my part. That could make me look sexist, but I'm not.
It's pretty judgmental.
But it's just a girl pulling out a chicken leg. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I still use it. It's in my syllabus now. I say no
chicken legs.
No eat in my class.
Turkey,
I had to put it in there because somebody could always yank out like a turkey leg. So you better just make a rule for it up front so you don't have to deal with it.
All right, so continue on. Next one, let's see. We're taking it back to class. Most frightening moment in class, since it's October and Halloween's coming. Frightening moment in class.
I've had a couple of. I'm pretty frank with students, and I've had a couple of. I guess it's not as funny, scary as it is kind of scary. I've had some pretty confrontational moments where somebody wants to come across the desk and lay hands on you or whatever. And frankly, luckily that's been a while. So there's been some truly scary moments, but there's also been times that I've been caught with kind of out of my element, and as somebody that as you're running the class or controlling the classroom, or there's some scary moments where somebody asks you something that you really realize that you have no
idea about,
no ability to answer. And so I'm pretty good about of saying, look, I don't know. That's a great question, and you guys kind of got me in a spot. And so give me a week, and I'll be back and talk about it then.
Oh, that's good.
Those things make me a little bit nervous.
All right, so 2 more questions, then we're out. So the next question is, what is something that outside of school, leisure activity, what is something that you have to do leisure-wise? Like it's something that you must do.
I read a lot. Not really contemporary literature. I think I read what you'd call kind of classic stuff. I read a whole lot. Some of it has to do with the fact that I really struggle sleeping, and so it's something I do to pass the hours at night. I spend quite a bit of time with my kids. I have 2 daughters that have very dissimilar personalities, and so they can kind of keep you on the toes. But I like outdoor stuff. I grew up kind of in an outdoors family, so we do a lot of fishing, kind of hiking around, being outside, campfire cooking, stuff like that.
Go outside and read a book then? Is that what it is? You got to hike and read?
No, and I do, but when I do hike around, I almost always carry a book, and you find a good place to sit somewhere and in the shade. And
I like that.
I like that.
Nice.
You get some pretty contemplative moments like that.
Right.
Literature speaks to you like that, I think, and on the context matters.
Okay, so last off the wall question here. So I've heard a lot about how you're fast talking. Has anybody brought this up to you since you're from Texas, and we have the notion of being the slow talkers, of saying y'all and being all nice and respectable and wasting time with our talks?
No,
Has anybody been so amazed that you talk fast that it just got to the point where you're like, I just talk fast?
No, it's been something that's I can't say plagued me, but my parents used to stay on me about it when I was little, because especially when I was probably 10 or so, I can't say I really stuttered, but I guess I stuttered. I would try to get going so fast, and my dad especially said, son, you gotta slow down. And the reality of it was is that, I got better at not stuttering and continue to talk fast. And I have to remind myself, students will tell me, hey, you gotta slow down. But I got a lot more, I don't know if I've either slowed down or people have gotten used to it, but I don't hardly ever hear it anymore. But there was a time that, up till the time I was probably 25, that it was every other day occurrence, somebody saying, look, don't talk so fast.
I'm all right. I guess that's it. You have anything you want to shamelessly promote or say anything?
No, I'm really proud of where the grad program is right now. We have a great graduate faculty. We have some really strong momentum. We're one of the only growing grad programs on this campus. We've grown every year since 2008. That's rare.
We stay amazing.
We're in good shape, and our students are getting really good jobs. So my job is to populate the graduate program with good students and give them opportunities leaving here. So anybody, you guys that are interested, anybody that, the 3 people that watch this video, if they're interested in grad school, come see me. I like to talk to you about what we're doing and the possibilities that, the doors that'll open up from being here.
All right.
Other than that, I appreciate your time, and I hope that this doesn't end up in some format that I'm going to regret.
No, it won't. It won't. We'll probably insert, somebody handsome next to you.
Well, I could use somebody handsome next
Rizzo
to
the
me.
Rat, actually. We're going to put Rizzo the Rat in here from the Muppets.
I can already imagine where I'm going to get Rizzo at.
I don't know. Maybe he'll just run through the background just randomly. I don't know. We can use After
The good thing is
Effects.
you get to consume lots of Muppet video to find those moments, and so you get to sit around and basically as part of your job get to watch some Muppets.
the Muppets.
So
yes,
that's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
again.
Enjoyed it. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's the only way. So tonight, gotta leave that 9 to 5 up on the shelf. And just
Students amaze me all the time. Somebody will say something and some point of clarity or something I've never thought of, and think, that's it's one of the beauties of teaching grad students. Not that undergrads don't do those kind of things, but every once in a while somebody will spurt something out, and you'll think that changes the way I see this. Those are really cool moments, and that to me that's what it's about in terms of being a professor. And the part of this I like is I'm not big into lecturing and giving PowerPoint notes and having people, take down verbatim what I say. It's a give and take, and I feel like I grow as a scholar. And I know this sounds kind of corny, but part of this that I like is I feel like I'm brighter every semester that I teach from something that you hear from some student or something you read, and I continually kind of evolve as a scholar and as a person. And that's really cool about this job that I don't think you get in a lot of places is you get to bounce off of people, and I think that's one part of this. I can't see myself doing anything else.